So besides just not having load screens anymore, what else would these custom SSDs actually improve? Because I feel like a lot of people still think it's just about not having load screens. This is more a video to clarify the SSD power in a more layman term, if you will, than it is to compare the PS5 and the Series X. So watch until the end, and I guarantee by the time this short video is done, you will be able to have a better understanding of what these SSDs mean for consoles and gaming as a whole. Now, before I go any further, allow me to just point out that on paper right now, the Xbox Series X is an absolute beast. There is no two ways about it. If you feel like you can convince me otherwise, then by all means, please drop me a comment below. Let's move on to the matter at hand here, the SSD and what load times actually mean. We know these SSDs will improve game performance, but what about the way games feel and the way they run when this SSD works hand in hand with the console's GPU and CPU? Personally, I think that when we say load times, most people are automatically thinking of loading screens, but I'm afraid that's just not it. Both consoles will come with custom NVMe SSDs. Keep in mind that all SSDs are fast, including the current SSDs we're using right now. But in Sony's case, this is probably where it will shine. You see, the PS5's custom SSD has a raw performance of 5.5 gigs per second speed, whereas the Series X has a raw performance of 2.4 gigabytes per second speed. This is almost half of what the PS5 has. Just this vital difference could mean that game load times would differ drastically on both consoles. So yeah, I'm afraid we might not have loading screen tips anymore, but what about actual load times and not just loading screens? Oh, and by the way, if you enjoy this type of videos, then by all means, subscribe now and hit the bell. A like to this video would be nice. I know I'm not a pro YouTuber just yet, but I actually have fun making this type of videos. I enjoy making these videos for you guys. So yeah, subscribe now and let's grow the channel together. So yeah, let's move on. I'm gonna use a few examples of a few games here. Have you ever noticed how in some adventure games you keep walking around for a very long time without you realizing or noticing a difference in the environment? Or in some games you find that you are in a really long elevator ride? Well, the developers of these games just do this so that the games can load assets in the background. Imagine a game like GTA, Red Dead Redemption, Spider-Man, or even Assassin's Creed. Have you ever noticed that when you're driving or riding your horse too fast or swinging your web too fast, the game kinda like freezes for a second? I've seen this a lot in games like Days Gone, Watch Dogs, and even the first Jak and Daxter, where you trip and fall off your bike or crash your car without really hitting anything. Well, these custom SSDs are about to change all of that, because imagine games having their entire world loaded instantaneously, meaning none of those long elevator rides or long corridors. I'm just using broad examples here, but there's a whole lot more games where we do so much unnecessary waiting. So yeah, SSDs are not just about getting rid of loading screens, they're also about games loading assets faster than ever before, faster than we players can actually notice. This is really gonna change how developers think and approach game development as a whole. Truth be told, we won't be able to see much of a difference in third-party games, especially in terms of graphics, but I can tell you right now that we'll be able to notice a difference in the way games play. Or at least I will be able to tell the difference in the way games play, because I actually pay attention to these things. But in terms of graphics and actual raw console performance, it's really the exclusive games that will shine. So I hope I've shed some light on what SSDs will be able to do and how they will affect our gaming experience as a whole. And as always, thanks for watching. Subscribe now for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.